Ukraine's key allies meet in Paris to discuss security guarantees for Kyiv as part of efforts to move forward with a US-brokered peace plan intended to end nearly 4 years of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. US negotiators Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are also in attendance. The meeting, billed as the Coalition of the Willing, focused on preparing a shared position among Ukraine, Europe and the US on what security commitments should look like if a ceasefire were achieved. Mohammad Absarul Hassan has more.
Key European allies of Ukraine and top US envoys met President Volodymyr Zelensky in Paris on Tuesday in their latest bid to agree security guarantees for any ceasefire in Russia's war against its neighbor. The summit brings together representatives from around 35 countries, including 27 heads of state, with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky attending alongside senior US negotiators Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. The meeting, organized under what is being called the Coalition of the Willing, focused on preparing a shared position among Ukraine, Europe, and the US on what security commitments should look like if a ceasefire is achieved. Leaders aim to outline guarantees that would deter future aggression from Russia and reassure Ukraine it won't face renewed attacks without firm international backing. Some members of the coalition aim to send a multinational force to Ukraine to deter any future Russian attack if the war sparked by Russia's February 2022 invasion ends. Russia has repeatedly opposed any NATO boots on ground in Ukraine to monitor a halt in hostilities. The draft text underscores how discussions on security guarantees have advanced in recent weeks, even though Moscow has given no public sign that it would accept such arrangements. The draft says Ukraine's allies will agree that security guarantees must include binding commitments to support Kyiv in case of a future armed attack by Russia. These commitments may include the use of military capabilities, intelligence and logistical support, diplomatic initiatives, adoption of additional sanctions. Kyiv has long said it cannot be safe without guarantees that are comparable to the NATO alliance's mutual defense agreement to deter Russia from attacking again. Moscow wants any peace deal to bar Ukraine from military alliances. The draft statement for Tuesday's meeting also said that allies will participate in a US led ceasefire monitoring and verification mechanism. The draft statement also foresees continued long term military assistance for Ukraine as well as multinational force for Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron expressed optimism about talks, highlighting the meeting's role in strengthening deterrence. However, there are still significant obstacles. Russia has shown little willingness to accept current proposals, and disagreements remain over territorial issues, especially regarding control of the parts of the Donbas region. Zelensky has repeatedly stated he will not sign a peace deal that fails to prevent future invasions or requires ceding Ukrainian territory, a stance rooted in both security concerns and constitutional law. Mohammad Absarul Hassan for TT India.